Hey guys, Intermodal Trucker here. My name is Larry and we are at the BNSF Corwith ramp. We came in off the Pulaski, turn off, and we're gonna make ourselves a delivery. I tell you what, the sun's hurting my eyes. I was talking to John earlier over at JBG Travels. I was talking to him on the phone and I said, man, I need a pair of sunglasses. I don't even think I own a pair of sunglasses, to tell you the truth. This is one of the reasons why I don't like driving there today. It's a big line coming in here. So, is the big question why Larry drives at night? Just to give you a frame of time, I hit on duty when I came into here and got into this little back up here to get into the yard. And this is like this all times. I've been on duty for 14 minutes and I still haven't gotten to the check-in. Woo! My windows are already getting all covered with salt and icky stuff. This thing was clean just 4 hours ago. Alrighty. We're all checked in, fingerprint scan. Yep, that's the one. No defects. Oh, he didn't ask me very many questions. Must be trying to clear the line up. Here we go. We're going to lot 7, row 7. They're getting the salt out. I think there's supposed to be a winter storm happening here tonight. I think Thursday night into Friday it's supposed to be a winter storm here. I'm not sure if here in Chicago, but it's supposed to happen, I believe, up in the Wisconsin area. like you got a lift right over here on my left. Looks like it's loading a train. It's picking a container up right now. There it goes. Bobtail guy he just ran around everyone in a line, cut everyone off, then he gets into the yard, and then he just slowly just sits there and away, and then he pulls over. It's in such a hurry, but now he's not. On my left here is lot 2. On my right is lot 1. And straight ahead up here on my left is going to be lot number 7. We are looking for row 7. The first one there looks like 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's going to be right here. Ooh, and I even see an open spot. Ooh, boy. That's fancy. That's fancy right there, boys and girls. JB Hunt that thought he was going to come around me. You guys want to go along, but I forgot my hat. It has my little thing to mount my camera on. Thought I would bring you guys out here. This happens quite often. Sometimes these covers are all the way gone. Then what we do is we grab a sandwich bag, like a Ziploc bag, and we put the paperwork in it, put it in the clip, and we carry. You always got to carry a roll of duct tape with you, and then you'll duct tape in there. This one's got the cover, but the latch is broken, so I gotta duct tape it. And like John likes to say, Larry likes duct tape. Oops. Now, this landing gear I know is boogered up. It works for a little ways, but at the end of it, it's gonna get real hard. And that's the way that all these landing gears on these chassis, they all get like this. And what it is from the crane, especially like down at Stony Island, I've seen them do this a couple times. They'll, right here, I can barely turn this. So what happens, like, they release the rear pins, but they don't pull out the front pins. And they pick them up with the crane, with the forklift things. And when they pick this whole thing up off the chassis, the front of the chassis gets hung up on the container. And I've seen these guys lift these things 8-10 feet in the air, and they're still hooked. This other guy in the forklift like wiggles it, and then the chassis just drops, and it lands on the landing gear, and it messes up the gears in there. So we're all done. I drop it. I had a clean truck. Alright, so I got my paperwork in there, I dialed everything down, I unhooked the hoses, I dropped. I did have a pre-plan, but it wasn't at the rail yet, I checked it. So I have nothing right now. So I'm gonna actually pull over here, get out of the way. And I think I'm gonna do a little editing on that drone flight that I got coming out. So you guys will be getting that pretty soon. You might even get that before you see this. But there you guys go. Here's an unhook, best I could without my little mount on my hat. And we'll catch you guys another time. See ya. Oh, it looks like they're using that thing. They're practicing with it or checking everything out. Boy, the guy's gonna sit way up in the top of there. This is funny. This guy that ran past all the trucks coming in here that couldn't stand being in line and ran around everybody and cut through everybody and cut everybody off. Then he was in front of me going real slow, and then he pulled over on the side right there when I came in, and he's still sitting there. Guys, I've been sitting here I've done a break. I'm waiting for instructions on what to do next. I've been in here for about 45 minutes. So that guy was in such a hurry. He could not stand being behind somebody coming in here. But he's been sitting there for almost an hour, just sitting in that parking space. Yeah. Get some bumps there, I lost my traction, couldn't stop. Hello. This is end of day. I got some explaining to do, I believe. This is, well, for one thing, this is a truck stop. It's pretty close to my house. It's snowing out. It's pretty close to my house. Just a little place. They allow some truck parking. I can actually park up here, and my Expedition is actually sitting over here. But I thought I'd show you this place. But I got some explaining to do. Alright, here's my explaining. I'm at a truck stop because a trucker came down and picked me up and took me back up to get my truck. Well, I told him, he asked where I live, and I said, well, I live, here. And he goes, well, that sounds like a big hassle. And I'm like, he was whining about it. And to go to my house. So I told him, I said, fine, I'll meet you up at this truck stop. So I came up here and left my truck here. It's like 3 miles maybe from my house. And I live on a county road, so a truck can go on, no problem. But he was making a big stink about it. So now I'm here. Now I'll find somebody this weekend or whatever that can give me a ride back from my house up to here. It really don't matter. I can leave my truck here. The only problem is I can't plug my truck in here. Which, it's 13 degrees. I wouldn't be too worried about it anyways. So it's not a big deal. But last night, I don't know how to put this. I shot some different videos and such, and it really came out bad. It sounded like I was almost doing like a rant video or something. Some things happened yesterday. I'm going to explain it to you. I've always had issues with this company with their planning. I've fought really hard with these guys. I've been through many different people. My dispatch people, they leave at 7 o'clock. The last guy's there at 7 p.m. He leaves. And a lot of times, excuse me, a lot of times they would not pre-plan me through the night. And so then I would end up getting sent down to Chicago's board. And Chicago really don't care anything about me. I'm not out of Chicago, so, and I've had issues with this, and it was supposed to be all taken care of, and, and it has been kind of. But then I got a new manager, and this new guy, I tried to lay off of him a little bit, and trying to live a calmer life. And I've tried talking with him, and it's gotten okay. But it still happens where I don't get loads or something, enough loads to cover me all night long. But then it happened with that truck, and I ended up sleeping the night up in the truck, and I decided, okay, I'm going to run yesterday, which was Thursday, and then I would shut down last night, and then run Friday, and I'll be home Friday evening, and still have time to get my snowmobile cleaned up. I still got to install some scratchers and get ready to go. And real early on Saturday morning, I'm going to run up north and go to this jump-in thing. So I figured, okay, I'll be able to do everything. Well, I went and got loaded, and went and got my load and everything, and there was a little bit of hassle with that, but not a big deal. It's usual trucking stuff. Then I ran on down to the BNSF Corwith ramp, and I went in there and made the delivery. And when I was about 45 minutes out from there, I still didn't have a pre-plan. And that's wrong. I'm supposed to have my pre-plans like hours ahead. So I was about ready to pull over and shoot a message saying, hey, where's my next pre-plan? But then beep, the thing beeped. I played the message, and it came up and said it was a load picking up at Stony Island going back to Neenah. I thought, okay. So I got to the Corwith ramp, and when I got empty there, I quick grabbed my phone before I accepted the pre-plan, I grabbed my phone and I punched up and I searched for that container. It wasn't there. It wasn't at the rail yard yet. So I denied the pre-plan. And I sent a message with it and said, the load is not there. Which really irritates me, because they sent me a message and 45 minutes later, I'm looking at it, ready to go pick it up, and it's not there. They know it's not there. It's on a train, but I guess it was late, but they know this, but they still sent it to me. And that you know, it's kind of a waste of our time. It upsets me. And so I denied it and said it's not there. Well, then I got an instant message back and it said, okay, I'll get you something else. I sat there very patiently, and I sat there for an hour and a half. It was about an hour and 15 minutes. And then I started getting, okay, this is just ridiculous. Because, you know, we're truck drivers and we got to have these EDLs in our truck. I can't say, hey, Mr. Logbook, I need you to stop running for a minute. I need you to stop your clock because somebody in an office isn't dealing with an issue here and it's not my fault. You can't do that. So it's wasting away my clock. And also, I was down there at 2 p.m. and the clock is ticking. Well, now it's 3:15. So whatever they're wanting me to do, I'm going to have to run through Chicago at 3:30, 4 o'clock, run around to a different rail, pick up a load, and then try to get out of there at 4 to 5 o'clock in the afternoon. That ain't going to happen. I mean, that's just a waste of time. And to do the 45 miles up to the state line will take me 2.5 hours. I mean, it's just ridiculous. There's no reason for it. So I started getting irritated, and I sent a message in, and I said, what is going on here? And I sat there for about another 15 minutes, and then I was just like, forget it. I cannot operate during the day. I can't do it when they're in there because they don't take care of you. And so I decided to leave it. I just left, and I pulled into the JB Hunt yard. And when I pulled into the JB Hunt yard, I had stopped and I redid my ETA. And I decided what I was going to do is just forget it, cut the loss, not going to yell and scream. I'm just going to cut the time. I'm going to reset my ETA for 10 hours, do a 10-hour break, see what I can sleep, and then get up and run last night. So I did that. I set my ETA, and before I could shoot a message in what I was doing, all of a sudden I get a message saying, hey, that load is down now, go to Stony Island. This is 3:30. I would have to go into downtown Chicago, run 94 east with 57 south. It's the most busy place to go because everybody's coming out of Chicago at this time of the day. And so it gets all backed up. It's only like 10 miles, but it would took me like an hour to get there. So then I'm down to Stony Island, and it's 4:30. I'm loading. It's getting out of there. It's 5. Now I got to go back up through Chicago at 5 p.m. I'm like, this is not going to happen. And so I just shot a message in. Hey, I reset my ETA. I'm shutting down. You didn't get back to me. I'm going to shut down, do a 10-hour break, and I'll get up tonight and run this. Well, then you replied back to me, so take this load off you? And I'm like, no, I'll still do the load tonight. And then he replied, 10-4, sounds good. So I went to sleep. I woke up. I got some sleep, and I woke up, and I go to get the information from the load, the pickup number and the release number from the rail yard and everything. And I go to my computer, and I click on a dispatch, and it says, you cannot view this because the form is not there. And I'm like, that means they've taken the dispatch off me. So I got off and I walked inside the place, and I walked into their night dispatch, and I walked in, and they know me in there and stuff, and I get along pretty well with them. They actually have some common sense. They know me quite a bit, and a lot of times if I have a problem and I'm right in that area, I'll just go in there instead of messaging them. And I walk in there and say, hey, this is what's going on. And the guy's like, yeah, no problem. Let's move this, do this. He's pretty good about it, and I get along with him. I walked in there and I said, hey, I'm having an issue. I think a dispatch has been taken off. And he goes, well, what's your truck number? Gave him my truck number, click, click, click. He looks at the screen, he goes, yeah, well, that's because that container is not at the rail. 10 hours earlier, this guy's sending me across town to go get this thing. If I would have went over there, I would have been sitting there. There's no place to park over there. There's no place over there by this area. I would have been I would have been furious. And I just looked at him and I said, I need to go home. I'm cutting my losses for the week and I'm going home. And he goes, having a rough week? And I said, yeah, I am. I said, I'm having a rough week. And I said, so how about something north and get me in and I'll go home. And he punched in a couple keys. He goes, yeah, here's one for you. He goes, going to Nina, Kimberly-Clark. I said, that works. I said, that's where that other load was supposed to go. And I said, just for giggles, I says, when was this one grounded? He punches a couple keys. Yeah, I was taken off the train 2 days ago. You know, they're trying to get me to do this load that is not even there. But there's a load sitting there that was offloaded 2 days ago that needs to go to the same spot. I don't know if you've watched JBG Travels. He kind of talks about me once in a while and stuff. And he always said, he describes me in this way. He says, Larry is a really nice guy and he'll do anything for anyone. But if you do something stupid, he's going to tell you did something stupid. Then if you did something stupid again, then you need to watch out. Woo! I'm at that point. I'll tell you right now, I've done a lot of different trucking aspects and everything. And I can tell you right now that this job that I'm doing right now is the best trucking job I've ever had. It all goes really smooth and works really well and everything else. The only problem that I have with this job is dealing with the office personnel. It's just, it hurts my brain trying to figure out what they're doing sometimes. You know, and they just don't understand what's going on. And so, that's a little bit. And I sent a message out to the guy, told him my disconcerns with his performance, and told him he needs to do a better job. I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to go home. I'm going to have some fun this weekend. I may need to even jump in the hole in the lake. I don't know. Maybe that'll cleanse me a little bit. I don't know what's going to happen this weekend. I don't want to jump in the hole. I was going to jump in a hole a couple years ago. I made that promise to everybody. I was actually, somebody had bought me a bikini too. I was going to wear a bikini and jump into the pool, into the lake. But something came up. We were on the way over there and a snowmobile accident happened, and my sister-in-law, she broke her shoulder, so we didn't make it over there. So I used that as my excuse why I didn't get to jump in the hole. But I don't know. I'm pondering it. That's a shocking experience. I don't know if you've ever seen like the polar plunge or something up here in Wisconsin. They do this all over the place. And they have like benefits for it where you raise money and stuff. You know, you jump in Lake Michigan in the middle of winter, or somebody cuts a hole in the ice and everybody jumps in and stuff. Yeah, that's frightening cold, boy. My brother he's done it already, my oldest brother. And he likes to explain it like this. He says, it's like a button on a fur coat. If you could think about it and figure out what that means, it's kind of funny. But that's what's going on. So, I'm going to go home, and I just contacted a friend of mine, and he has an iPad. I don't have an iPad. I am an anti-iPad. And with this drone, everybody's telling me, oh, you gotta have this fancy tablet and stuff. So I contacted him and he said, yeah, I could use his iPad. So I'm gonna run over and this afternoon and see if I can get this drone working. And if I can, then I'll take it up there with me. This is going to be my last shot at trying to get this drone going. So, there we go, guys. End of day. Larry's a little frustrated. There I am talking third person again. And it's all part of trucking, I guess. You have them days. Well, I had one. So, until next time, guys, I hope you guys are having a great day. I hope everything is going real well for you. And like I always say, we'll try again tomorrow, right? Well, I'm going to try again next week. Sunday night's going to be a new week, and we're going to start over and see if we can do something good here. So, I'll see you guys later.